Hello and welcome to our beginners basics. We're going to talk a little bit about the granny stitch, and we're going to talk about the basic granny stitch versus the solid granny stitch. And we're going to start this off by doing, I like to start mine with a magic ring. You can chain 2 and then work into the second chain from the hook if you'd like. But again, I like to start with a magic ring, magic circle, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna magic circle it. You magic circle, chain 2, whichever one you like. Then I'm going to chain 3. So what you would do if you were doing a chain 2, then into the second chain from the hook or the very first stitch you made, you will join and then chain 3. And then I am going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, well 3, sorry, I'm a little bit sleepy. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. So the 3 double crochets is the granny square cluster, okay? And whether you are doing a solid granny square or a basic granny square, you start both of them with 4 sets of clusters separated by chain 2s, and there you have it. I join with a chain 1 and a single crochet in the top of the chain 3, okay, and then you will do chain 3. If you want to join with a slip stitch and slip stitch across, you can do that too. It's not my preferred method. This is my preferred method. Now I chain 3, that's going to count as the first double crochet just like it did in the beginning, and you're going to do 2 more double crochets around this single crochet stitch. 1 and 2. And what we're going to do is make this half traditional granny square, half solid. Okay, so this is the corner, and we are going to then skip over all of this and then work into this other corner, and this is us making a traditional granny square half. Okay, so we're going to do a cluster, chain 2, and then another cluster, which is 3 double crochets. Okay, and then we're going to skip over to the next corner, and we're going to do a cluster. Ouch. I'm going to start that over again because the cluster. And then we're going to chain 2. So for a traditional or basic granny square, the corners are cluster, chain 2, cluster. That makes up a corner, okay? Because we're doing half traditional granny and half solid to kind of show you the difference. We're only going to do 1 full corner and then 2 half corners just to kind of show you how that works. But now that I am transitioning into the traditional granny square after my, or solid granny square, excuse me, after my chain 2, what I'm going to do is in the corner space, I'm going to do 2 double crochets. And then in each stitch, I'm going to do 1. So 1, 2, 3. And then the corner of the solid granny square is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. And then 1 double crochet in every stitch across. And now we're in the other half of this corner, and we're going to do, because this is the solid side, 2 double crochets. And my join is chain 1 and join with a single crochet in the top of the chain 3 space. I made that chain a little tight. Don't do that. Avoid the struggle and don't make your chain too tight. Single crochet, chain 3, 2, 3, and 2 double crochets around that. Okay, so now we're back to, and it's not typical to do a transition square like this. I'm just trying to show you all in one foul swoop. So now we're on round 2 of the traditional or basic granny square. So we have our corner that we start in. You do a cluster, and then in every space chain, or it's just the space, every cluster space, right, in the row you're going to do a cluster. And then in every corner you're going to do a cluster. And that's what I just did. You're going to do a cluster, chain 2, cluster, right? And remember, the cluster is 3 double crochets. Okay, so that is the traditional or basic granny square corner. So it's a cluster in every space, and in every corner, cluster, chain 2, cluster. So now we have a space, so we're going to do a cluster. And then this side of this corner, for what we're demonstrating, is a basic granny square, so we're going to do a cluster. And then we're going to chain 2. But now this side is, for this demonstration, this solid granny square. So we're going to, after that chain 2, we're going to just do 2 double crochets. Now on the sides of a solid granny square, you do a double crochet in every stitch across. Don't forget this first one. Okay, I lost my yarn over for some reason. So double crochet in every stitch across. And now we're back at the corner. And so what we're going to do in the corner is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and we're back onto the side of the solid, and we're going to do a double crochet in every stitch. Kind of neat how it worked out that the solid of this colorway is now coming through. Oops. And now we are back at the corner, and since it is a corner half of the solid, it's just going to be 2 double crochets and then the join. So for me, chain 1 and single crochet. Now it does look kind of neat doing it half and half. But let's just recap. The traditional or basic granny square is full of clusters. So it is, the corners are cluster, chain 2, cluster, and then in every space there's a cluster. So when you go up a row, there's going to be a cluster here and a cluster here, but in the corners, cluster, chain 2, cluster. Then for the solid, the corner is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and it is a double crochet in every stitch across. So that is the difference between the two.